It's time now for our weekly legal line with our legal analyst, Jeff Hosford of Hosford Law Firm. And Jeff, we want to expand the conversation a little bit on arson and what exactly constitutes the crime of arson.
Arson is basically the deliberate setting of a fire to a building. Typically it's a home or an outbuilding on one's property. Someone sets a fire to that, and that will be what the crime consists of. And in this situation, or the situation you're talking about a business, so it's a little different. In the past, there's been occurrences where it's happened at churches and stuff like that too.
There are situations where it's found that in an arson investigation that perhaps the alleged arsonist is out for insurance money, or they're trying to cover up a crime. And people normally think in terms of an arson when there's insurance involved, but it does not have to be the case, obviously.
Obviously, it doesn't have to be the case for insurance. There is a specific crime for defrauding the insurance company, and that carries 1 to 10 years. The crime of arson for a house is typically 5 to 20 years. It's a little different. But in most cases, sometimes people do it out of hate, and sometimes people do it because they don't like the person. Sometimes people do it because of a dispute with a neighbor. It just varies on what the reasons are. There is no reason for it that's actually justified, but sometimes people do crazy things.
But at the end of the day, deliberately setting fire and then having to use resources of local fire and emergency officials in itself constitutes arson.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime you set a fire on purpose to burn a building down without permission of local authorities, you've committed arson.
All right, we always appreciate your perspective. Of course, if you have a question for Jeff, you can send it to us at legalline@wcbi.com. We'll see you next week, Jeff.
Thank you for having me.